Ladies and gentlemen, it's on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the May 9th, 2023 Tenino City Council work session. Let the record show that all council members are present for the work session. We have on the agenda for the work session, we have the topics of RV stays on personal property, public safety sales tax discussion, and then I'll allow Jen to talk about the server crash. So why don't we start with that?
Oh, fantastic. Hi. Yeah, my name's Jen.
Former Social Security.
It's been a rough couple weeks, so we've had a few days where the computers have been acting up at City Hall. First it started with the utility clerk's computer, then it happened to Rana's, then it happened to Public Works, it happened to the mayor's, it happened to mine. We kept calling tech support and they kept saying it was Microsoft. They thought they had to uninstall it, reinstall it. It kind of was fixing one at a time. We thought it was fine. I had 2 days last week where I had half a day lost of work. So did half of the office. So we called them again and again. And they finally came out on Monday to take a look and try to figure out why we kept having these repeated issues. The city runs off of 3 servers, and there's an alert through HP that is supposed to notify them if a server crashes. They got 0 notifications. So that's why they kept thinking it was a software issue. When they came to reboot our servers on Monday, 2 of them had catastrophic failure. So everyone ran around like chickens with their heads chopped off for a few minutes in a panic. And they made magic happen and went to Best Buy and bought all kinds of random things to get us back online so we could operate today. So long story short, I'm waiting to hear from Right Systems, who is our software tech people. They have a call into HP because basically this is an HP problem. I mean, this company we use for IT works with many municipalities, many companies, and they have this set up on all their servers. So the fact that it didn't alert them has them freaking out because they're like, how many other areas are going to fail without telling us? So they're working on that with the warranty to see if we're covered in that sense. If not, they're going to propose, we're up for renewal in September, I think. So I think they're going to kick around some pricing for us to go to the cloud, which is something I know we've talked about a lot. So that should be coming in the next couple of weeks, some information about that. So we were able to pull it together today, magically. Any questions about that? The city server runs everything. Minus the police department. They're on their own, but Public Works, the museum. What am I forgetting? Yeah.
City Hall.
City Hall. Yeah. It is very stressful. And we actually lost from May 1st on. So anything, that was the last backup was May 1st. So it did cause a little bit of an issue with all the water bills that we processed on the 1st. That's the date we create them, is always the 1st of the month. We had to redo them all. They were obviously already mailed, but if people called and said, how much is my water bill? We had to figure out how to run them all again. And
yeah, question. If we go to the cloud, then will that eliminate the problem of losing things like that?
yes. Yep. It'll eliminate a lot of problems, actually. That's how I don't speak tech, so it's hard for me. So I'm like, can you put it in an email so I can explain it better? So we'll have a lot more information, but it's all in the cloud. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Jen.
Yep.
RVs on personal property, is there anybody that wants to talk about that? Okay, we'll continue to leave that on there as a discussion topic. Public safety sales tax discussion. So provided for you guys to do some study on what is payroll needs to be recreated also. Your mother just sent that message. Yes. So I provided some information for you all at the last meeting regarding sales tax and what constitutes our sales tax rate and what it's set at, where it's compared to some of our neighbors. So if you turn to page 5, you'll see Thurston County. Page 6, you'll see us. It lists out Bacota, Lacey, Olympia, Rainier, Tenino, Tumwater, Yelm. Their sales tax rates are all pretty much maxed out. Lacey's 3/10. Tumwater's 3/10. Yelm is 0.028, and then and then you include the state's sales tax rate in there to get the combined sales tax rate, which is on the far right. Ours is 0.016, so we are at the very minimum of sales tax rate. What we are asking the council to consider is if we would like to add an additional, 1/10 of 1%, I believe.
I believe that's all you do.
Yeah, you can do 2/10 of 1% for public safety if you're a county, but you can only do 1/10 of 1% if you're a city. So I have the WAC included in here. On the next page, a city legislative body must submit an authorizing proposition to the city voters at a primary or general election. If the proposition is approved by a majority of persons voting, you impose a sales tax and sales and use tax in accordance with the terms of this chapter. The title of each ballot measure imposing 1/3 of all the money received needs to go to criminal justice. We would be proposing to put it all towards criminal justice. I don't think I highlighted the rest, but as Linda concurred, I believe it is 1/10 of 1%. So we did a similar initiative with the home fund dollars, and it would net the public safety an additional approximately $40,000, and it's scalable. So as our kind of commercial activity goes up and sales tax goes up, there's additional funds for public safety. I think this is a good way to bring in revenue for law enforcement that is not, and you wouldn't be solely placing the burden upon property owners in the city, because this is a hub of commerce for the area, and really all the people around the city of Tenino, not just in Tenino proper, benefit from law enforcement and public safety. So I think it's a good concept. We would, what we do with the money, that would be ultimately decided upon by the city council. But I would propose, if this goes forward, that we make an investment in our personnel. We are lagging very far behind on competitive wages for our officers. We are in a statewide, if not nationwide, hiring kind of crisis for law enforcement. So it makes it difficult to remain competitive in the market. And as we all know, sometimes that means that it's hard to recruit the best that we can. And to avoid certain situations, we would like to be able to do better in the hiring market with police officers. So that would be the proposal, would be to add an additional 1/10 of 1% to the sales tax. We would still be one of the lowest sales tax rates in the county. We would use that money to make an investment in our officers so that we can be more competitive in a very competitive market. Yeah, we would still, be lagging far behind. nobody expects to be competitive with Lacey, Tacoma, Shoreline, other larger cities, but just a little bit more invested would go a long way in our recruitment efforts.
And we're even behind smaller cities like ours in different areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't keep good police officers if they can, they leave as soon as they get enough training, enough time in here and go where they can make more money, and you can't blame them for that, so.
Yeah.
If you remember, several years ago, I made the same proposal. The reason that our sales tax is less than the rest of the county is because we don't have bus service. Intercity Transit at the time wanted to increase sales tax, but they literally were going to cut bus service to us, Bucota, Rainier.
Yeah.
Okay. And so we're about 3/10 behind. At that time, I was asking to go out to vote for that 3/10, which would bring us up, and that 3/10 would actually just about pay at that time with what we had, would just about pay for an officer. Now, because we've got some more business and we've got more people here, that 3/10 would actually help out greatly.
Agreed. Is there any thoughts or questions from anyone else on the concept?
I just think that we should go for, if we have to ask, then ask for the 3/10. I don't think this is a vote that people will say no to, because they know exactly where the money's gonna go. This is not a vote that the general public, I believe, would say no to, because they'll know exactly where the money's going to and what it's going for. It's what I like about it is that in particular, most of the taxes that we have, you ask the average person what's that tax for, they really don't know.
Yeah.
This one they will know specifically, and they can say it in one word: police.
Yeah. If John O'Callahan is in favor of raising taxes, then
Well, it's a tax that's gonna be for everybody that comes in town and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
spends money here too. It's
Yeah.
not just for the people that live here,
Yeah.
it's a
It will
sales
also-
tax, so.
The other part that helps is the tax money that we get off of online sales as well.
Yes,
okay.
and I help that every day.
Jason, Rachel, any comments, questions, thoughts?
I just second what John just said.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good feedback. Thank you. Let's move on to reports. Chamber, did we get anything from George?
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't either. No. I can report that there is a chamber meeting next Wednesday. The general
17th.
meeting is next Wednesday.
Okay.
And the steady meeting is a week from this coming Friday, the 19th. I don't know where it's gonna be. That's about all. I guess they had a pretty good Oregon Trail Days meeting here last week. So,
Good.
but that's all I know.
Okay. South Thurston Fire.
Nothing to report. Actually, we should be getting one of our new apparatus here next month or the month after. It's pretty close. It was 18 months. And then about another 6 months after that, we should get the second one, and that's all with the grant money.
Great. Library.
Hello, everyone. Linda McKinney, Tenino Library Manager.
Is the microphone on?
I see a green light.
There you go.
Now it's even greener. Okay. Linda McKinney, Tenino Timberland Library. I just wanted to let you know some things that are coming up at the library, some programs, and to fill you in about an exciting new development in our summer library program. So this Saturday, May 13th, from 2 to 4 is journal making, and it's for people of all ages. We'll have projects for the youngest all the way up through, if you're still breathing. So journal making? Yep, from 2 to 4. And next Wednesday, May 17th, all of the Timberland libraries will open at noon to allow for staff training up until then. So we will be closed from 10 to 12 on the 17th. Thursday, May 18th is Crafternoon for adults.
For afternoon.
For afternoon. We did our book wreaths, and that was a lot of fun, but this time we'll be making butterfly mobiles.
Oh,
I did not bring the sample because it's hanging from the ceiling. So, and summer library program begins June 1st, and we have all of our programs locked into place. And I was just working on our publicity materials, so next time I will have some bookmarks for you. But all of the program information is on our website, www.trl.org, under events, if you want to have a preview. So the exciting new development that I just found out about today is that the library district is having a library card art contest, design contest for youth, and from 0 to 18, and there'll be 3 categories, age categories, 0 to 5, 6 to 11, and 12 to 18, and the theme is Libraries Connect Us. So opens June 1st, July 15th is the last day to submit an entry, and the winner of each category will have their art made into library cards, which will be available in September. So I think it's really exciting. We did this, gosh, I don't know. My sense of time is so messed up these days, but I was in Centralia, so maybe like 8 years ago, and the beautiful cards and very different, and from each other. So I think that's going to be really fun to see what comes in. So all of the information will be on the website as of June 1st, including some templates, so kids know the dimensions kind of how what it needs to be, and some pointers as far as how the art will work best. So things like 3D items and glitter won't scan very well. So anyway, stuff like that. So that's coming up soon. So can't believe summer's right around the corner because I feel like we've been in winter. But it's exciting. We're back to a full slate of programs, so that's pretty fun. So I do not have any further update on expanded access hours as far as when it will begin, but of course I'll let you guys know as soon as I have more information. So that's it for now.
Thank you, Linda.
Questions?
Thank you, Linda.
Yes. Oh, you said thank you? I was like,
Yes, ma'am.
I thought I was going to be able to answer a question.
Any questions?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Museum, Jessica's not present. It is not the food bank's meeting. Civil Service Commission, they met. I can't really convey what they talked about because I wasn't there, but they did meet. They reviewed a potential appeal. They I guess deliberated on it and agreed with our attorney that it was not within their purview, and they discussed, I think there's some of their Civil Service Committee rules. Facade Improvement Grant Review Committee.
no report.
Okay. Finance Committee.
Well, we met.
We did meet.
Yes, we did, and we discussed the sales tax mostly and the budget. It was a good meeting.
Okay. Planning Commission.
No update. Their May meeting is canceled until next.
Okay. We still are accepting applications for Planning Commission vacancy. Public Safety Committee, Chief of Police. He provided some information in the packet
Yep.
regarding their compliance with WAC 139.05.300. CJTC providing certificate saying they are in compliance with in-service training mandates. Other thing to report is he was driving into work this morning and the chief's truck lost power, and apparently the alternator has gone out, so there's going to be a $300 bill for that.
Yeah.
But our vehicle maintenance costs are extremely low right now because we have a fairly new fleet, so it's not even a speed bump. Public Works, they provide a report.
I did provide a report. Do you want me to read it, or do you want
Would you read it, please?
I would love to. Public Works. wastewater treatment plant, there is no major issues. Septic receiving, in March, they took in 173,750 gallons. In April, they took in 142,850 gallons. The park toys are open. No more 2 weeks. It looks fantastic. Every day since it's been open, it is packed over there, which we love to see. They are prepping for the pump track. I believe asphalt is coming very soon. The pool contractor has started the first of the month. They still told us this week they're very hopeful about the 4th of July, so we're still crossing our fingers. We're accepting applications for lifeguards. We're kind of dragging our feet on promoting it too much just in case, but it sounds like now that the weather's getting better, they've been having issues because it keeps raining and then the kiddie side keeps filling up and they have to keep pumping it out. Like they're constantly chasing their tail on that. So
Yep. I was up in there today talking with the Orca, the pool construction guys, and
Ben, yeah.
Yeah, Ben. Right now they've got 2 folks in there. It's kind of their busy time of year to get other people's pools up and running, so their full crew is not in there. He says that very soon though he'll have an additional 4 people in there, and he says it'll all go pretty fast.
That's awesome.
So they're putting in some form boards right now that the shotcrete will go against. They're getting some of their plumbing laid out, and then rebar comes, and then they shoot everything in there. There's no anticipated like supply issues at this point right now. They've got all the flanges that will go in that the toys and spray features will mount to, and then they expect to have the spray features in sometime in June. So that's moving.
The phalange.
Flanges.
Isn't that from Friends?
Phalanges are these. Those are your phalanges. But flange is something that like something
I think you made that
mounts
word
to.
up.
I think you made a word up.
And it's flanges, not flangi.
Flange, yeah.
Okay.
They were out street sweeping this morning. Jason, I think, hit
Looks
most of the
so
streets.
nice. Yeah.
And that thing, it works really good. When it's raining, they learned, I don't know if I mentioned this in previous, or Troy mentioned this in previous ones. When it rains, I thought you would be out sweeping it when it rained. Like you pressure wash in the rain.
Yeah.
But no, the hopper will fill up with water very quickly when you're sucking up all the rainwater. So they've been waiting for drier weather. And like, I don't know, when they first got it, it was really wet and rainy. If you would have driven down Sussex, you'd have noticed some big like clumps of dirt that ended up right in the intersection
I
there.
did, yeah.
That was because it got full and started sloshing gunk out. But so he was out street sweeping all day today, and it looks really nice. And he's out doing his thing. I think he had reportedly had some good interactions with drivers. So I don't know, some birds were flying around.
Oh, how ridiculous.
So is one in the town.
Yeah.
Or 2.
So they're working on it, but things are looking good. The park looks amazing, and we're really happy with that.
Yeah, it really does.
It's good stuff.
I would go by, check it out Saturday, Sunday, and you'll see 50, 60 kids out in that, in that playground.
Yeah. Love it.
All right.
I'm just waiting for
You can have a
mine.
seat. Clerk treasurer report.
So rude. I already gave the report about what's going on with the city server. I'm continuing to work on the audit with the auditor's office as well as the annual report. Oh, I think I told you guys last time about the CDBG. We're getting some additional funding to do some more stuff on the Quarry House. There was some did I talk about that last meeting?
I think
There was some additional funding that City of
Lacey.
Lacey was supposed to have, and they didn't spend it in time. So, winner, we get it.
We got it.
So we've been working on drafting up what we're going to work on over there and making sure that we get 3 bids. It sounds like we're going to revamp the entire stage, make it up to code with a nice, I think the plan is to have stairs come off both sides of the stage, make it a real stage with lights and all the things. So we can use it for events. It'll make it more desirable to be rented out as well. So that should be coming the next meeting. It was supposed to be approved through the CDBG today. They had their meeting at 2. It just didn't make it here in time to get to our attorney before we could accept the grant. So that will be coming next time.
How long is it before we have to obligate on that?
How what?
June.
Yeah.
June?
Yeah, we gotta spend it quick.
We gotta spend it quick, but they are extending it to August, I believe. I have to wait till I see the final paperwork, but I think our contractor will have
That's why we
to.
got it, because Lacey wasn't
Yep.
able to obligate.
Yeah, it was June, yeah. So, I lost my train of thought on that. But it's very exciting. So more work to come. We still will continue to rent out the courthouse. It'll obviously, this is all outside stuff now that will be worked on. I think they're gonna do a couple little things to the entrance, some better lighting around the building for security purposes.
Yeah, there is no light in that front, I
Yep.
noticed. And during the winter, when they have evening meetings there, you're gonna need a light in
Yeah.
that front.
Yeah, the ramp looks great though.
The ramp looks
The ramp is
awesome.
so nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's
That
now
should
the
be-
nicest part.
Yeah,
What?
so once they finish the stage and doing all that, they'll stain the whole thing to match.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
gonna
obviously
be
it doesn't
great.
right now, but I think they're gonna do
I
it all at
want
once.
tongue and groove
Did,
in the ceiling of the stage. That will look
yeah. it would look
Awesome.
Nice, yeah.
It's gonna be
I'm
good.
wondering if the little problem with the traps, the 4-inch, 12, or 2-inch traps in the kitchen,
Ah,
if they've.
We're working on
Um,
that.
You
We had a
are working on
plumber
it.
take a look at it, and we're getting a quote. And that
Was-
would be included in this fix.
Okay, but was that in the design to use those, or was that the plumber's choice? That was my question. It seems to me, if it wasn't in the design, and he just chose to use it, that they need to come back and fix
However,
it.
ultimately, we signed off on it.
Oh,
So we accepted the work.
okay. All right.
We've been having a lot of meetings about the egg park with attorneys, so the land
God,
lease
it's
should be
fabulous out there.
coming for phase 2. Yeah, they're making some good progress. They've submitted their building permit to the city for one building, so the second one's coming soon. Yeah, they're plugging right along on that, so we've been
It's
working
amazing how
hard.
much bigger it looks with all those trees
Yeah.
and stuff out of there. When I
It
went by
is,
there this
yeah.
morning, I went down to have
So
my-
now what we're looking at is getting a dirt screen
Yeah,
that would come in and screen all the dirt. So there's a big pile behind the wastewater. We've done this a few times. As we build something, we just push the dirt to the back.
Oh,
And there's a big
oh.
pile of dirt on the ag park property. There's a big pile of dirt behind the wastewater treatment plant. We're going to bring in a big dirt screen, and it's really good topsoil. We'll screen all the rocks out of it, and then that dirt we'll have a dirt pile. And Troy estimated it would be about $200,000
Oh my
in dirt
gosh. Oh my
that we would
gosh.
be creating, and it'll cost around $40,000 to rent the screen. We need the dirt for like the soccer fields. We need the dirt for other projects, and just having a pile of dirt like
Yeah,
that is pretty
yeah,
valuable.
yeah.
So we're excited to do that. And then we're working on our curb application.
Yep, we worked hard on that
Curb
this
is
week.
what's the Community Economic Revitalization Board. And so we talked about this at the Finance Committee meeting, where we had taken out a bond last year, and we took it out before we were ready. So we took out that loan. We gave that loan back, and that was like a 2% loan. It was a good loan. What we're looking at, so we still need those funds. We returned the ones that we had previously borrowed, and now we're looking at doing a loan through CERB, CERB, which is a state program through the Department of Commerce, where they loan funds to the city for a project like this, and it's at like 1% interest rate. So really good interest rate. And if you qualify, which we likely do, they will forgive up to like 25% of the loan.
Yeah, I think it's 25 or 30.
Yeah. So it's an even better deal, and we're going through that process now. Once we get all the applications and everything done and all the information, it would come before the council for consideration.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts of it because we have the EDC assisting us as well as Dragon Wheel because, they're have the tenants coming in the building and that, you have to let them know how many jobs you're creating in order to qualify for this loan. So it's exciting.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the meet. That's
all I
work
got.
session. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Work session closed. Yada yada yada. All right, everybody stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
New shoes, walk on the top and walk on the bottom, and get both sides dirty.
All right, we have an agenda before us needing approval.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. 4:25 meeting minutes.
No approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. That brings us to the consent calendar. This is payroll EFTs in the amount of $58,142.35. Claims checks number 31373 through 31409 in the amount of $590,238.87. Is that correct?
Yes. The net pay for the monthly employees and semi-monthly employees, 941 payment, and the PERS 2 and deferred comp payment, all those things went out.
Okay. For a grand total of $648,381.22. We have no liquor and cannabis license renewals.
Move approval as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent calendar as presented. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. No executive session, no presentations. If there's anyone in the public that would like to provide comment, now is your opportunity to do so. Please step forward, state your name, address, and you'll be given 3 minutes. There is no public present. Moving on, public hearing proclamations. No business, old or new. That brings us to resolutions. Resolution number 2023-01. This is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Tenino, Washington, declaring certain rates for classes, camps, and programs under Tenino Parks, Arts, Recreation, and Culture. This is a resolution of the City of Tenino declaring certain rates for classes, camps, and programs under Tenino Parks, Arts, Recreation, and Culture. Whereas the City of Tenino wishes to host community classes, camps, and programs through Tenino Park, and whereas the City Council wishes to declare the tuition for classes, camps, and programs will be allocated at 70% of class fees to the instructor, facilitator, and 30% of the class fees to the City of Tenino, exclusive of the cost of materials and supplies. Whereas the City Council declares that the tuition for classes, camps, and programs will be determined by the agreement of the instructor, facilitator, and the park specialist. It will be determined after review of tuition for similar classes offered by other cities. Whereas the City Council will allow for estimated material fees to be charged participants for classes that require supplies, which costs will be in addition to tuition and will not be included when calculating instructor fees. And whereas the city will allow for the city employees to serve as instructors at the same fee as non-employees to provide value to the community or on occasion as a volunteer, provided any employee retained by the city as an instructor will enter into a standard instructor contract or volunteer agreement, and status of an instructor will not be considered part of the employee's normal work duties. Therefore, the City Council hereby resolve and declare that the above described rate plan serves the City of Tenino.
Full approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve Resolution 2023-01. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. We'll continue on with our reports. We heard from the clerk treasurer. Code enforcement building inspector is not present. Park specialist is not present. Mayor's report. I gave most of it in the work session. I can't think of anything outside of what you gave a report on. We've been trying to get the park ready. It's opened. Most of the work has been on lease agreements and meeting with the attorney and things of that nature. Be that.
Yeah, on the 23rd up here at the Tenino Middle School with the principal, they're going to show a movie called Screenagers. And it's about growing up with the technology nowadays, cell phones and social media.
And it's called what?
Screenagers.
Screenagers.
So, and after the movie, there's going to be a discussion too, along with the principal.
Oh.
So,
Thank you. Solid waste.
Their meeting was canceled for this month.
Okay. Tenino School Board.
There's a lot of things going on this month, so I will try to go through my list quickly. So this week is Teacher Appreciation. Tomorrow, just a reminder that it's early release. As I say that, I'm still going to forget and be late to get my kid. Tonight is the 8th grade family night for the upcoming freshmen. They get to tour the school, meet the principals, see the teachers, get involved. The PTSA is hosting a VIP breakfast at the elementary school's multi-purpose room, and that's going to be on May 12th from 7:30 in the morning till 8:15. They'll be having pastries and coffee. The class of 2024 is having 2 fundraising events coming up. So May 19th, they're having a parent night at the high school from 6 to 9, and it's for K through 3rd grade to come and play while parents get a date night. Chris Johnson is the one that's heading that off, so you have any questions for that. Prices vary per age of child. Also, the other fundraiser they're having is on May 20th at 5 p.m. They're going to be hosting a crab feed at the Eagles. They want you to buy the tickets online only, so they won't sell tickets at the door. So you have to buy the tickets by May 17th. And on that one, Forrest Bargain is the one who is running it. So if you have any questions or to find out where the link is for the tickets, reach out to him.
That is for the class of 2024, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Both of them are. Both events. The date night and
Yeah,
the crab feed.
he gave me a flyer and supposed for
Mhm.
this year's juniors.
I know. Unfortunately, I'll be out of town. So
Okay,
I was
question.
excited
Where
about
online do we buy the tickets?
I don't know if it's going to be at the Eagles, like if you go onto their website, if they're going to have the link, or
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly how they're going to have it set up.
contact Forrest.
Yeah. Yes.
They have to
So-
be by the 17th, so okay.
Yeah, but I'll find out, Linda. I'll find out and let it be known too where to
Just
find
text.
it.
I'm leaving the 15th for Oregon Coast, so I'll have to do it before that.
Yeah, I'll be missing the event too, unfortunately, and I have a kid in that class, so
Okay.
yeah. But I'll let you know for sure. I'll
All
find
right,
out.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
and
you,
that's
Rachel.
it for me.
TRPC.
Nothing of any great consequences, and TPB is tomorrow morning.
Okay, we were contacted by TRPC asking for a representative for there's a Grand Mound planning area subcommittee group that is meeting for a couple meetings to talk about the Grand Mound sub-area plan. And I asked if Councilmember O'Callahan would participate as our representative, and he has very graciously stated he would. So he is our rep for that process as they look at Grand Mound and how the county wants to plan for development out there. So if any constituents want to know about that or ask you about that, Councilmember Callahan is our man, or human person, whatever.
Man's good.
Man, okay. Legislature,
It's all over.
it's all over.
Yeah. The governor's just signing bills. I brought some bill reports that I thought might be of interest to us here that he's already signed, but
Okay.
it's not.
Didn't he just do a special session?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Close.
No. Next week, I think it's next week is
16th.
when he's gonna have it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Linda. Public comment period number 2. If there's anyone in the audience that would like to provide public comment, now's your time to do so. You'll be given 3 minutes. State your name and address. Announcements.
I have one.
Yes, ma'am.
The Ironworks Boutique is having its 13th anniversary.
13th?
13 years, the day before Mother's Day, this coming Saturday coming up.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's good from like 9 o'clock in the morning till whenever. Yeah. Good. Hors d'oeuvres, some finger food and 30 to 50% off items if you wear a hat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or a flower in your hair. You know, you might be able to wear a flower in your
Yeah?
hair.
Dan's got a hat. All right, thank you. That's good news. Meeting adjourned.
Yay.
Non-debatable.